Hey friends, Rebecca Eloisa here. Today I have an amazing video for you. We are going to be walking through the 6 habits of women who get everything they want. You can call them lucky, you can say they're a manifester, you can call them blessed. Okay, but whatever you decide to call them, just know that these things can be learned, and I'm here to teach them to you today. The truth is, this isn't manipulative at all. We are strictly going to be looking at things that you can do for yourself to help you feel better in your body, because the truth is, when you feel better within yourself, then you radiate a very magnetic energy, and then other people are really attracted to that and they want to help you out and they want to do good things for you. I notice when I do these 6 habits, life really does tend to be easier. For example, the other day I was at a restaurant and the waiter came up to me and said, "Hey, just so that you know, some stranger paid for your bill." And they didn't want to be named or anything, but they paid for my bill, and I was super thankful and super happy about that. Also, going places and automatically getting pulled up on stage to win the prize, or being the first person they ask in the audience a question, and you also get to win a prize there. Attracting some really amazing clients, going places and just getting discounts because people like you. And so these are things that I want for you. Even when it comes to starting your own businesses, with me, I haven't had any problems at all, thank God, getting clients, because it's all come from referrals and word of mouth because of the work and the reputation that I have. These 6 things that I'm going to teach you today are very powerful, I'm going to say. All right, guys, let's get into it. The overarching idea here is that energy is currency. So what you're going to be giving out is what you're going to be receiving. I know that sounds woo-woo, but it's true. So don't click out. Tip number 1 is be lighthearted. What is lighthearted? Basically means that you don't take life super seriously. So if something bad happens to you, it's not like this huge tragic event where now everybody hates you and you're very dramatic, and it's dramatic towards in a negative type of way. So if, say, maybe, I don't know, your friends decide they don't want to be friends with you anymore, which is pretty sad and traumatic, but looking at it as oh my gosh, I'm never gonna find friends again, something's wrong with me, that's why they don't like me, and really internalizing it. And the truth is a lot of bad things do happen in life and traumatic things, but really the people who have the most resilience are people who can keep living despite what they've been through, or using what they've been through, their mess, making their mess their message, and helping out others. Now, being lighthearted is so much easier said than done. Trust me, I know this is one of the things that I struggle with. And so it's easy to say oh, just don't worry about it. And some people seem like they don't really care about things, and so you shouldn't. But being lighthearted is a lifelong quest, I think. It's basically learning how to not sweat the small stuff. Or something that my grandfather used to say, he'd say, be like a duck. When water gets on a duck, the water rolls right off of it. And one thing about him is that he was always a cheery and light-giving person. So that's something that I've tried to take and do myself. It's not always easy, but a couple ways that I've found to help me be more lighthearted is, one is having a faith. So I'm Christian, I believe in Jesus, and when I wake up in the morning, I like to spend time in the Word of God. So whatever your religion or spiritual practices are, it really helps to do them and practice them, because it reminds you that there's something bigger than outside of you. So if something bad happens in your day, like someone vandalizes your car, which is pretty bad, and I don't wish that on anybody watching, but realizing okay, this sucks, and it's, bills are right around the corner, and I have to pay off my student loans, and my job, I just lost my job, which is a very bad situation, and I've actually been there. But then when you have this belief in a higher power or this spiritual practice, it's all right, spiritual practices and religions have really good tools and ways on how you can actually work through life's problems. And so you may believe car karma's gonna get them. Or I'm a good person, so this bad thing happened, so now I'm gonna put some good into the world, and now something better is gonna happen to me. So you may believe that, or you may believe that this thing happened to you and it seems bad, but that there's a higher, more positive purpose for why this happened to you. And yeah, so having a spiritual practice and these types of beliefs really help with staying lighthearted. I would say that's the first one. How does being lighthearted help you get more of what you want? Well, when you don't make as big of a deal out of something, then others won't. Also, you happen to be more optimistic, like Moody here. And that's very attractive. All right, so that's how you become more lighthearted. The second thing is to not carry bad things when they happen, to find outlets for them. So some ways you can do this are through therapy or talking to somebody. I really like being able to talk to somebody who doesn't know anybody that I know. So you can just unload on them like a therapist or some type of counselor, and you're not worried that they're going to judge you or go off and tell your secrets to somebody else who happens to know you. I know that those can be expensive, especially if your insurance doesn't cover it. So something else that I've been doing for a long time that helps me stay lighthearted is to journal. This is my journal. I've basically been documenting all of my Bali adventures and thoughts in here. And the cool thing about journals is that you can go crazy in them. So I'm gonna tell you a funny story. It wasn't funny at the time, but when I was in junior high going through all of those like changes and hormones and stuff, I was like convinced I wanted a boyfriend. I was like, I want a boyfriend. And my dad's like, you're too young for a boyfriend. And I was like, I want a boyfriend. But I couldn't have one. I wasn't allowed to. And so in my journal, I would just get all of my feelings out. In my journal, as a 12-year-old or 13-year-old, I just get all my feelings out. And these were things that I wouldn't be able to actually say to my parents because then I would get in trouble. But when I go back and read them now, it's like they sound so dramatic. And that's me now coming from my 20s, looking at this junior high girl's journal and being like, okay, yeah, you didn't need a boyfriend back then. And the funny thing is that when you do look back at your journals and look at what you were actually going through and struggling with, you realize, hindsight, it's like, okay, that situation wasn't as serious as it felt in the moment. So that really gives you clarity on things that you happen to be going through right now. So even now, if I'm feeling frustrated or angry or upset, I just take it out of my journal, especially if it's something that I would never say to someone's face. I put it in my journal. Or even if I'm just pissed and I know that I'm being unrealistic, or I know that I'm irritated and talking out of anger, I'll put it in my journal instead of actually saying it. Because the thing is, when you actually say something and you know it's in anger, it's not how you actually 100% feel towards this person or this situation. But the cool thing is you can actually just get your feelings out, get the energy out in the journal, and that'll help relieve some of the pressure. Another way I stay lighthearted is through watching funny videos. So being very aware of the type of content that I'm taking in. So I notice when I take in a lot of documentaries or a lot of news, I become very analytical and sometimes over analytical in my brains, in my cranium. Yeah, I become overly analytical, but it's super helpful to actually just watch funny videos, watch funny TikTok. If you notice you're on TikTok and your algorithm and feed starts to become a little bit more depressing, or you notice you're comparing yourself to the girls on there, just stop and go watch something funny. I love watching Timothy Delgado or Gideon or some other funny YouTubers, even like some prank YouTubers, or watching something super wholesome like Little House on the Prairie. But basically, when you take in content that is lighthearted and funny and silly, then it really helps you also pick that characteristic up. The second habit of women who have this lucky girl syndrome is that they all take care of their bodies. I'm not just talking about outside. It's not just like, oh, she has a big old booty because she built her booty in the gym, or like any of those kinds of things. Or, oh, she has super clear skin, or she's just naturally beautiful. External beauty goes a long way, but when someone is very healthy also internally and is very careful with what they actually put into their body, then that shows a form of self-love. And so you're telling your body that you love it. If you want to go and, eat some really delicious but not so healthy food, it's like, do it, but do it knowing how it's going to affect your body. So you want to be very in tune with your body. Your body is a vessel for your spirit. If you're Christian, you believe your body is the temple of God, right? And so you want to make sure you put good things into it so that good things can come out of it. First, we're gonna talk about what you put into your body. You're putting in whole foods, good quality, like meat and veggies, and knowing, like, staying away from your triggers and your allergens. You're putting in clean water, you're taking your vitamins. Then you're gonna be a very different person than if you were not doing those things and only eating fast food or processed foods, not taking your vitamins, drinking soda instead of water. These are two very drastically different people. And so you want to put good quality things into your body. Also, when it comes to like drugs and alcohol, like just use your own judgment, but again, you want to put life-giving things into your body because the one that's going to help boost your energy levels, it's going to affect your mood. A lot of people don't believe it, but food does affect your mood. So if you're having mood swings, get your hormones checked, okay? Even if it's around your period, you want to get your hormone levels checked and you want to make sure you learn about your cycles. So taking care of your body internally is very important, and then externally it's also nice too if you're able to exercise and keep your muscle tone, because once you turn 30, your muscle tone starts to go down, and this is very important, not just for aesthetics and how you look, but the less muscle you have, the older you get, that's when you become more prone to injuries. Like where older people will fall and like break their hips or strain something. It's like you don't want to be that person. You want to be lively and energetic and strong and healthy for as long as possible. So that's why you need to take care of your body internally and externally. So find exercise and some type of movement that you love doing. Also find healthy recipes that you actually enjoy eating. It's not just about dieting and trying to fit into a certain size or trying to look a certain way, but it's about really taking care of this vessel that your spirit lives inside of, because your spirit will be happy if your vessel is taken care of. The truth is, there's so many benefits to this that actually make you a very magnetic person. So take care of your body. One more thing about the body is learn your hormonal cycles. I noticed a huge, ginormous difference and a huge glow up in myself personally when I started working with my infradian rhythm. Basically, we as women are on a 28-day cycle. That's why we have periods and all this kind of stuff. And you have different strengths and weaknesses during this time. And so you want to learn how to work with them. And it's really cool when you learn how to do this because I'm telling you, it's life-changing. I'm gonna link some books down below, but Flow Living is one of the books, Beyond the Pill. There's a couple of them, but I'll link some great books that you can read down below to learn about this stuff. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, the third habit we're gonna cover is be excited about life. Love life. I'm gonna insert one of my favorite quotes right here, but it's something along the lines of, "Death whispered in my ear, live, for I am coming." Guys, we only got one life. Do what you love and find excitement and flavor in what you do and romanticize the heck out of it, okay? The truth is, when you're excited about life and what you're doing and who you're talking to and who you're with and what you have coming up, it makes other people excited too, because that energy, it starts to grow and grow and grow, and then their spirit feels it too, and your spirit is emitting it, and it's like a magnet. And so it's something that people are attracted to, and that's when they want to do good things for you and to help you out. So if you have a goal, you want to buy your first property. So you saved up your money, and now you have the option to have two different types of energy. So you have a real estate agent, and you're like, oh, everything's so expensive in California, I can't buy anything, the prices are so high, interest rates keep going up, I don't know what to do, I can't find anything, everything gets taken up by cash buyers, right? So you're in this like dreadful, heavy energy. Then you also have an option to be in a more optimistic energy of like, hey, home prices may be high, but I know that there are deals out there and I'm excited. There's a house with my name on it that's in my price range, and me and you real estate agent, we're gonna find it. And when that happens, people are excited to be on your team, and homeowners see you and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna sell my house, but I'm a rich old lady, and so instead of selling it for this massive profit, I'm gonna take a little bit of a cut but sell it to this girl who is excited about life because I want to take part in that excitement too. Now this is so true, okay guys? So when you are excited about what you're doing, it makes people want to help you along your hero's journey. Now that story of the house and buying a property is actually something that I experienced personally, and I got an amazing deal from an amazing woman because she saw the excitement that I had, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna help you out. And she did. And now I'm looking for my second property in California, so if you guys know anyone who's selling, hit me up. DMs are open. Some ways to cultivate this excitement in your life is to start doing things that make you feel alive. A little bit of a story time. Some of you don't know, but there was a time in my life when I did not feel alive and I did not feel like, honestly, living. And it was a pretty dark time in my life, but during my healing process, the months and year after that, I really made a conscious effort to start doing things that made me feel alive even when I didn't feel like it. So I actually got my journal and I made a list of everything that makes me feel alive and lights me up. So for me, what's included on that list is skateboarding. I love riding my penny board by the ocean. Another thing is taking some type of like dance class. I don't think I'm that good, but I do have fun with it. So belly dancing was my dance of choice because I want to be like Shakira, you know? Also seeing certain friends, making smoothies was another one, and then painting is another one. So I had a long list of things and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start doing this. I don't feel like even leaving my house or leaving my room, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start doing things that make me feel alive. And the cool thing is that it actually does help a lot. Even if you think past just emotionally, when you think like chemically in your biology, there are certain things that trigger your happy hormones, like chocolate. Oh, I love dark chocolate. 75% plus is like my jam. But getting in the sunlight, being in nature, hanging out with your pets, playing with kids, all those different things like do boost your happiness levels. So find things that can help you really increase your happiness levels so that you're living at like a 70% most of the time. So the truth about staying excited about life is that you're probably gonna also have to delete some things. So what that could look like is if you have a busy schedule that is just draining your energy, look at it and be like, okay, what are the top 3 tasks I need to get done today? And cut everything else out, or move it to the next day or the day after that or something like that. Or cut off on your commitments. And that's if you need more time to yourself. I actually had to do that, and it's made a huge difference in my life. And quite frankly, it's made me feel more alive. Because as a creative person, the truth is that when you are bogged down with like tasks and to-dos and stress and messages and DMs to respond to, it kind of kills your creativity. And to me, when my creativity is dead, so is my spirit. So it was hanging on by a thread. So I am not going back there anymore, and I don't want you to go there either. So find ways that help you stay excited about life. Like Moody, she's excited about life. The next habit of women with lucky girl syndrome is that they are friendly. They are a friend. Now the thing is, when you are a friend to people, they want to do good things for you. And that's pretty true, because I know a lot of my friends and my loved ones and my family members, when I want to help them out, I want to send them funny memes, I want to give them advice, I want to spend time with them. I want to, if I have like the hookup on something, I'm like, hey, got free tickets to go see Drake, like come with me. Like when you're a friend, people want to do good things for you. Now, if you feel like you don't have any friends, let me know in the comments down below, because then I will make a full video on how to build a quality, solid group of friends. It's something that I think is very important. I've done it back home. I've done it now here in Bali, quite frankly, wherever I go, but I also have a very detailed system and formula on how I do it. So if you are interested in that, then comment down below and let me know. But essentially, to get friends, you need to be a friend. And so even if you go to a restaurant, be friendly to the staff. If you go into, like, maybe you're starting a new class in college, smile at people and give compliments if you actually think something nice about them. Like if you like someone's hairstyle, don't just keep it to yourself. let them know. If you think a post is cool on social media, comment on it. If your friend is starting a new business, share it to your story or maybe even buy something on it. So really, being a friend goes a very long way. And in the beginning, it might be kind of hard if you're not used to it, but the more that you are a friend, the more you're going to practice it, and then you're going to get better at it, you're going to fine tune it, and you're just going to start doing it subconsciously. That's when things start working in your favor. That's when people want to help you. That's when the police officer pulls you over for speeding and lets you go with a warning instead of an actual ticket. That's when you're eating lunch by yourself and then the server comes over and says, hey, some random stranger wanted to pay for your meal, just thought I would let you know. Like, stuff like that happens to me all the time. And honestly, one of the things that I credit that to is being friendly and genuinely caring about other people and spreading that good energy. The next habit of women who always get what they want is they don't spend their time trying to keep up with other people. Keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses is the first way to go broke and to feel like bad about yourself and self-conscious. When you compare yourself to others, you automatically look at what you don't have. And then you try to go actually get that stuff and you end up going broke trying to do it. Dang, ouch. Fastest way to become self-conscious and self-loathing, and the fastest way to lose all of your hard-earned money. Don't try to be a carbon copy of someone else. Find who you are and be the best version of yourself. Again, this sounds like a fortune cookie, but it's true and it's not easy. It's actually really freaking hard to do that. So maybe you need to spend some time alone by yourself and think about, what do you actually like doing? What do you want your life to look like? Forget the expectations of your parents, of your partner, of your community, and think, what do you want out of your life? And now, what are the steps that I have to do in order to get there? Yeah, so keeping up with others, people say like, oh, I don't care what the haters think, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, keeping up with others is very draining, and it's, for some reason, as humans, we just want to do it. But as an independent woman, I recommend finding what lights you up and doing that. I see this a lot with what's in terms of body types. Early 2000s, it was in to look like a runway model, very tall and very slim. And if you're looking now, it's very in to be curvy, right? Now these are very, let's be real, these are opposite ends of the spectrum, and they're both body types that are unattainable for a lot of people. So even if these two body types try to switch, like, that is just really, really, really hard to do. So the thing is, find out how you can be happy with what you have. And I know that we may want to improve upon ourselves. So if you feel like, oh, I want a bigger booty, be my guest and do that. I'm even trying to be in the gym too a little bit with my little booty bands, doing my thing, right? Or if I want some abs or whatever it is. But when it comes to changing yourself, even if when it comes to like spending money or even like traveling and all that stuff, just make sure that you're doing it for yourself and not for other people. Whether that is society, whether it's your immediate community, whether it's your parents or whoever raised you. It's very empowering to be able to live and make decisions based on yourself. Because the truth is that when you are your unique you also give others permission to be their unique themselves. You be your unique you, and they can be their unique them, right? And then that is what creates diversity in a community, and that's really, really awesome. Alright guys, that's everything I have for you today. And if you have any questions, comments, or video requests, then go ahead and comment them down below and let me know. But alright guys, it was great talking to you. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah! Stay golden.